1, 2, 3, testing. Hello, this is Lee Sowers. I am your host for our live webinar. I want to thank you for taking time out to join us. I know what it's like to be a real estate agent. I was an agent. I've been an agent. I've been in the business for over 20 years, both as an agent, as a manager of other agents, and as an executive for one of the major firms. You see a little bit of my background there on the screen. Again, I want to thank you for taking time out from your busy schedule to join us. I want to share some of the information I've learned over the years with you. More importantly, now I'm Exec VP with Home Actions. I do a lot of presentations, work coaching and consulting with a lot of agents and the top brands in many different areas of the country. I attend live meetings, workshops, awards presentations, and working sessions, training sessions at the companies. So a lot of what I'm going to share with you today comes from actual discussions, the top producers, the top companies at their award ceremonies, at their training sessions. Equally important, over discussions back in the coffee nook, over a bagel or a muffin. So I hope you find the information useful. Again, I thank you for your time. I respect your time, so let's run forward. You know, today the number one reason realtors lose business is that they fail to stay in touch with their past clients and their SOI. SOI stands for Sphere of Influence, or it's the same thing as your personal connections. We'll talk a lot about that today. Failure to be in touch with those is one of the reasons that realtors lose a lot of business. You want to stop losing your clients to your competitors. This is a National Association of Realtors data point. Did you know that today agents lose 3 out of potential sales from people that have been their clients to their competitors? That's a lot of business, losing 3 out of 4 sales. I want to talk to you about how you can stop losing all that business. Let me hit you with a couple more data points. I'm going to show you why this is so important. This is Search. They're the big market research company in real estate. They went out and they surveyed homeowners, buyers, and sellers and said, how did you originally connect with your real estate agent? Down the bottom, I have the big red check next to the most predominant reason, outweighs all the other reasons combined, and that is a referral from a friend or a friend of a friend. You know, by definition, a referral from a friend or friend of a friend, that is your sphere of influence. Those are your personal connections. And again, that is what buyers and sellers in research said was the number one way that they connected with the realtor they ended up working with. Let's look at it from the realtor side, the realtor perspective for a minute. Inman Research also asked them, where do you get your best leads? You know, there's a lot of places to get leads. But they said, where do you get your best ones? Best being defined as actually getting you a side of the transaction, either the buyer side or the seller side. 86% of realtors said the best came from their sphere of influence, their personal connections. So let me ask you the key question of the day. If everyone in your sphere of influence, all your personal connections came to you when it was time for you to enter for them to enter the market as a buyer or a seller, would you have more business? Let me ask you a very related question. If your social media and your web pages that you already had made a significant investment in time and money in, if they got you more good leads, would you have more business? You know, these are 2 fundamental questions, and you actually have to answer them for yourself. But I can tell you when I'm out presenting in front of a room full of live realtors, almost every hand in the room will go up acknowledging, yes, I have more business. So if that's true and you believe that, there's a couple things you have to do. The first biggest thing you must do is stay top of mind, engaged with, in front of your entire sphere of influence and all of your personal connections. The second thing is you have to have who's planning on entering the market as buyer or seller. And there are ways you can tell. I'll cover that today. You need to know who of your connections is planning on entering the market. Don't assume they're going to come to you. You know, I used to lose business to my competitors. I used to feel personally wounded when someone I knew wound up working with another realtor. But they're out there. They're aggressive. You can't assume your personal connections are all going to come to you. You need to know when they're planning on getting in the market. You want to be the first realtor to reach out to them, contact them, and work with them. Now, I'm going to talk, there's a lot of ways you can contact those people. You can make phone calls. I'm not going to talk about calling today. You can send direct mail. I'm not going to talk about direct mail today. Some people throw little barbecues in the summer for the clients and things and invite them. They send little gifts over the holidays. There's many, many ways you can keep in touch with your sphere of influence and your personal connections. I'm going to focus on one today that I call using the power of E. That's your social media, your website, email, e-newsletters, anything that involves the power of E. I'm going to call that e-prospecting. There's 7 essentials to be successful at that strategy of e-prospecting into your sphere of influence to make sure you get all the business out there. Not only that, but you'll find out that the things that are successful in getting you the business are also very successful at helping you grow that sphere of influence. There are these 7 essentials for e-prospecting. Where did I get this? I got this from all those conversations with top producers back in the coffee bars at the office, with brokers, with owners, with new agents, with 20-year veteran agents. And I found a commonality, certain things they were doing. I talked to agents who were very successful, always had a full pipeline, and were getting the majority of business from their sphere of influence. I started making notes of what they were doing. These are the things they're doing. I also, equally important, talked to the agents that were not having any luck. It says, well, email doesn't work. I never get leads from my social media. None of that works. Well, and I found out that they were missing some of these key 7 items. If you don't have all 7, it's not going to work. You can't have 3 out of the 7 and get 50% of the results. If you don't have them all, it's not going to work. Your prospecting program is going to sink like the Titanic. Yes, a little humor there, picture of the Titanic, but that's what's going to happen, and that's not funny when you lose that business. So very quickly, all 7, a database. It must have your entire sphere of influence, all your social media connections, all the people you've ever dealt with, all the people you're farming, prospecting to. You need a database with all those people so you can keep in touch with them. Content, you've got to put something in front of them that has value to them to keep them engaged. And you need to do that consistently every 2 weeks all year. And the big errors realtors make. They do some prospecting in the spring. They get busy in the summer selling season. They don't get back to prospecting. Don't even think about it again until end of the year. That's the difference between the top producers and the realtors that wish they had a full pipeline. Consistency. Be out there all year, every 2 weeks. That's what gets your business and a full pipeline. Branding. You can't just be sending things like the chocolate chip cookie recipe of the month. You got to be sending things that demonstrate why you're what I call the go-to realtor, why you're the realtor they want to work with. Key question I used to get, always got, what makes you different than other realtors? What are you going to do different for me than any other realtor? Put a sign in my yard, put me up on your website, my listing. Well, you need to demonstrate clearly what you bring to the table of value, why they're going to want to work with you and not your competitors. Leads. You need a surefire way to generate leads, just being in touch, just dripping on somebody. I like to say you can drown them in drips, but just because you're dripping on them doesn't mean you're going to get leads. You need a strategy that generates leads. Support. We talked email, website, social media, everything to do with E. You shouldn't have to be a computer guru to make it work. You want to get out there and go to listing appointments and do showings. You don't want to have to be a computer expert, so you need someone that's going to do it for you. Last but not least, reports. Reports are important. Remember, the strategy is keeping your sphere engaged, finding out who's about to get in the market. Obviously, when you get a listing. Obviously, when you sell a property. But making sure you're engaging all of your sphere, all of your personal connections, and being able to identify which of them are about to get in the market, that is extremely key to making this program work. For that, you need reports and metrics that you can look at to see how it's working. All right, I can list 7 items here. I can tell you that a lot of the top agents and top producers have them. So why doesn't everybody just run out and do it? Well, I would encourage you to run out and do it. I'm going to talk about ways to get it done today. I'll tell you why I didn't just run out and do it when I was a realtor. First, I lacked the time. My schedule was chaotic. I had all good intentions to spend a lot of time on prospecting. I always found a client popping up that wanted to do something with me, a showing, work on a contract. I always went for the money first. Hey, I want to deal with that client. So the prospecting fell by the wayside. So a lot of people lack the time, especially during the summer selling season. Some can't find the content. I couldn't, so I used to send out that little market blurb that my company sent me every month. The same thing that hundreds of other realtors in my market were doing. I looked just like they did. No way to stand out. Fewer graphics designers. I wasn't a graphic designer. I won't name the programs, but there's a bunch on the market. Your company may even have a toolkit that provides a program to you, a template you can use. Problem is, again, it's looking like the same thing everybody else sends out. Biggest problem is I wasn't a PC expert. I had hundreds and hundreds of contacts on my LinkedIn, in my Facebook, and they were all very valuable. I had no way to get them all together and reach out to them on a regular basis, so I was not in contact. That's why I would lose business from my connections, from the people in my sphere. When I'm out at award ceremonies doing presentations in offices, I ask, how many have a complete database of all of your LinkedIn, your Facebook, people from the local MLS you've sent stuff to, your iPhone, your iPad, your company or corporate email address book, your personal address book? You know what? When I get down there, I find less than 1 in 10 agents has it. If you do, by the way, congratulations, but less than 1 in 10 agents has that all together. That's the foundation. The cornerstone is getting that together, getting that database. You can't do anything else I'm going to show you until you have that. So the question is, if you don't have time, if you don't have access to all these things, how do you get it done? There's ways to get it done. You could piece together a program. You can go out and try and DIY all this. It's going to take a ton of time and a lot of money. But I want to show you one specific way of doing it. That way is called Home Actions, and we're the only product out there, turnkey, that provides all 7 essentials in one easy-to-use program that I want to tell you about. Stick with me for a few minutes. I'll tell you how this program fulfills all 7 essentials, and then we can see if you might be interested in getting it to work to help you get more business. First of all, we complete your email database for you. If you don't have one, we build it from scratch. If you have part of a one, which most agents have, we'll complete it, we'll update it. You don't need to understand anything about files, uploads, downloads. We do all the work for you. We have computer database experts that do all the work for you, even if you're not a computer whiz like I was not. This is very painless, and we're going to build that database for you. We're also going to give you complete email exclusivity. Once we put a name in your database, the people in your database will never be able to see the Home Actions program, this power prospecting program, from another competing realtor. We give you complete exclusivity over everyone in your database. And you see some of the logos of the major companies there that you might have contacts in: AOL, LinkedIn, Zimbra, your local MLS, Yahoo. Okay, we have tools to pull your contacts from all of those different sources. The complete database of your sphere of influence is actually your biggest asset. We're going to build that for you so that you have that to get in contact with all your personal connections. Now, once we can get in contact with them, what are we going to do? We're going to use compelling content to keep your sphere engaged, stay top of mind. What are they interested in? Well, things that I call fluff, which are like recipes or stories. Hey, the market's hot. People tend to know that. They may appreciate a recipe, but you know what? It's not demonstrating specific knowledge and things that's interesting. Remember what I said. Content has to be compelling to the reader. So what do? We have a team of our own experts that write about things to do with the home, how to protect it, how to keep its value, techniques to improve things in the home. Let me give you an example. Ways to burglar-proof your home when you go on vacation. Now, that's something that almost every homeowner is interested in. The home and the possessions are the biggest asset in most people's lives. You tell them how to take care of that, they're going to pay attention. As a result, we have some of the highest open and read rates of anybody providing content to homeowners about real estate. Again, it's not always just do you want to buy or sell or what the market's doing. It's helping them take care of that home. How do we provide that? We provide that in the Home Actions. It looks like a newsletter, but it's actually a highly branded active web page. That's right. Your Home Actions is an active web page. It means it's clickable. All the tools and widgets that we embed to help you get leads are active and functional. Here's a sample of one. You'll notice complete branding information, everything about the agent, including links to the social media, links to her website, and her tools and widgets. I'll get more into that, and that's very valuable. There's 6 pictures. Those are the 6. We write 6 new articles every 2 weeks. The picture and the little 3-line summary, that's a teaser to get people to click and open it. It's very professionally done. We create all the graphics. We write all the articles. Hey, I'm not going to tell you that the hundreds of people in your sphere are going to open this every 2 weeks and read all 6 articles. And anybody that tells you that is just putting one over on you. What I'm going to tell you is the name of the game is to get the majority of people, the majority of your personal connections, to just open and read one article every 2 weeks, because then you have them engaged, then they're following you, then you're top of mind, and I'm going to show you now how we use that to move in and generate leads. Remember I said you need a strategy for generating leads. Well, here's our strategy for generating leads. It's based on the fact that you can tell what people are thinking by what they're reading and what they're doing. We have trigger articles that we put in that people who are about to get in the market and sell their home will read. Here's a great one. I've circled it. 5 reasons not to sell your home yourself. Hey, boy, that's directed right at the FSBO. A lot of people think in today's market, plant that sign in the yard, sell it myself, save a real estate commission. Well, this article is going to convince them why they don't want to do that. 2 important things are going to happen. First, the people in your sphere, your personal connections that are thinking about putting a home in the market, they're going to be attracted to that, so they're going to click and read it. They're self-identifying who they are. Second, because that's so important, we're going to send you an email here. You see a facsimile of one at the bottom. It's called a trigger alert. We're going to tell you who clicked. Again, that's the advantage of this being an active web page. It'll tell you their name, address, phone number, email, so you can reach out and contact them before other agents. Know who in your sphere of influence is planning on entering the market. You get there first. That's going to get you a lot of additional business. In addition, people today, consumers are information junkies, and that goes for homeowners too. They want all the information. So we're going to do this for you actually. Take your market leader and RPR reports. I'm sure you have them in your office. If you don't, ask your broker. If not, you can ask me. I'll give you my contact information at the end. But those reports are a wealth of information on the local market that homeowners, both buyers and sellers, are interested in. We're going to put those reports and not get it out to a half a dozen, 2 dozen people that you're working as your farm. We're going to get it out to the hundreds of people, all of your personal connections. Again, those thinking of getting in the market are going to click on them. They're going to open them, and then you're going to know exactly who's planning on getting the market. And by the way, while you're determining who's getting in the market, you're providing a very valuable information resource. That's what we also do with something called Neighborhood 360 reports. The information here is some of the best in the business. It's from a company called CoreLogic, all right? And what it is people in your sphere can click on this and find information on any property they want. Information on their own home and neighborhood and local home values because they're thinking of putting their home on the market. Information on schools, shopping, things in a certain area they may be planning on locating to. What is the first thing people do? They look for information. They go to Zillow and Trulia right now. Well, we're going to have your Home Actions become the surfing portal. Have buyers and sellers surf through your Home Actions to find all that information they want, everything from cost of living, home values, schools, transportation, demographics, right down, you see some pictures there, pet food stores where they can shop for specialty foods, where they can join a fitness club. I have to tell you, consumers love that information. They fill out a form to get the information telling you why they want it. That form has reasons on it that qualify them as a lead. Reasons such as, I want information on this property because it's my home and I'm thinking of selling it. Because it's a home in an area where I'm thinking of locating to. Those are all great reasons and they qualify them as leads. When you become the portal now for the people in your personal connections, when they surf the web through you instead of Zillow or Trulia, you're going to get a lot more leads. Now, in addition to generating leads, we're going to help you, once you have that listing, that home, that virtual tour, that open house coming up, we're also going to help you put that into home actions. I have to tell you, this works two ways. A lot of you in a lot of markets may not need a lot of help selling a property now, but I have to tell you, an open house, when you fill them up, you know as well as I do, that's a great source of additional buyer and seller leads. We're going to help you populate your open houses. In addition, we're going to help you by putting in your new listings, your open houses, virtual tours, local market data. As I said, we're going to help put this in for you. You don't have to be a writer. You don't have to spend a lot of time. We're going to build these goals, put them in for you. What's the advantage here? I'll tell you the advantage. Not only does it help you sell property, but when you show how you're going to aggressively present through virtual tours, open houses, information here, the property, I know agents that bring it in, bring their home actions in, showing how they're marketing clients' property. They bring it into the listing appointment, they show the homeowner, and they answer that question. This is what I'm going to do for you that's different than what other realtors are doing. Bang, and they get that listing. They win that listing right then and there because people are very impressed with that. You notice down at the bottom, I also have go viral in your market in a big red arrow there. I did that on purpose. I did that because we've built the platform very easy to share. So what's going to happen, you're going to go out to the hundreds of people in your database. They're going to share it with dozens of more people. They're going to share this with friends, relatives, neighbors. They're going to send this to a friend and say, hey, you were thinking of putting your house on the market. Look at this great virtual tour and how this realtor is presenting this client's property. Why don't you speak to them about listing your property so they can get you the best value for it, sell it quickly? We're going to let the platform work for you to have you go viral, and that's not an overstatement. Go viral in your market, okay, because all the people in your sphere, again, other people that they know are thinking of getting in the market as buyer or seller. They're going to send these great information, these reports, show how you present property. You're going to enlist the people in your sphere to do your marketing for you. That's the secret to our success, helping you go viral in your market every couple of weeks, every 2 weeks. Go viral in your market, find the sellers, take more listings, fill up your open houses, get both sides of the sale. You know, that's the secret to what we do. That's, again, the strategy for generating leads. I said you also needed to brand yourself, and I talked about getting more out of your social media and company website. Well, you've already made time and money investments in those. Let's get them to work harder. Let's brand you as the go-to realtor. I'm using just one example here. This is what we call the masthead, your personal information. It appears on every home actions. This is one for Faith. First of all, there's a custom design. Hey, you got the sunset on the house. She's holding a puppy dog. That maybe isn't the image that you want to create, but it's one that she likes. It works great for her. Okay, we'll create graphic design to represent you in the image to the people in your sphere, your connections that you want to represent. And we'll change that as often as you want. Change it for the holidays. Change it for Halloween if you like that, for the upcoming end of year and New Year's. You know what? We'll change it as often as you want. Graphic design comes with the program. In addition, talk about the branding and driving traffic. See the links there, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Those are live links. Click that Facebook link, you go right out the Facebook Realtor page. See her awards, her certifications, her expertise. People looking at this that are thinking of getting in the market are going to like what they see in the content and say, hey, Faith is a pretty sharp realtor. Let me click here, go out, see what she's all about, and want to work with you. We're going to tell you how many people we send out there. I can tell you right now, we double or triple traffic. How do we know that? Again, this is an active web page we're delivering. Every click on that Facebook link, we track not just a number, the person's name, address, phone number, email, so you can reach out and contact them. In addition, you know the biggest thing about getting likes and shares, having productive social media, is the content. So we're going to provide the content. The content we provide for your home actions, like the great articles, how to burglar-proof your home when you're on vacation. or if you want, your upcoming open house, or those market reports, or any of the hundreds of articles in our content library directed towards specific market niches like retirement, condos, vacation homes, shore homes, you name it. We have dozens of categories, all right, high-end luxury homes, dozens of categories in our content library of articles that you can select and use for your blog, for your Twitter, for your other social media, so you get out there and you're the real expert. The arrow pointed to the right, that points toward Faith's website pages. Weichert and every brand, Weichert has some great tools that Faith uses, but every brand does have them. Buyer FAQs, seller FAQs, mortgage calculator tool. Hey, people, again, getting in the market, they're going to come in and use these widgets, use these tools, want to get out there. It's going to be a very valuable, your home actions is going to become a very valuable tool for them to know what they're doing as they start to get on the market. And it's an invaluable tool to you because, again, you're going to know every time they click and exactly who's doing it. Now, I've shown you a real feature-rich program here that the branding and the tools and the widgets are going to help you get out there and find the people in your sphere that are getting in the market. And if they directly don't approach you because they love it, you'll at least know who they are so you can reach out to them. There's a lot in here, but you shouldn't have to be intimidated because we do all the work for you. We're your marketing experts, your database technicians, your copy editors and writers, and your graphic designers. We call it set it and forget it. I brought up my background in the beginning because I have years in the business. I'm going to work with you to design this program. Only take about a half hour. We're going to design it together when you first set it up. Then we're going to get out there. You're going to let us do it. Our experts manage it for you so you can get out there and go on those listing appointments and do the showings. You know, the number one agent complaint was, hey, I don't have time to learn something else. I don't want to mess around with computers. We take that all out of the equation. We do that for hundreds and thousands, excuse me, not hundreds of thousands, but we do it for thousands of agents at all the top brands, Berkshire Hathaway, Century 21, ERA, Coldwell Banker, RE/MAX. We help them stand out from the crowd. We're a complete power e-prospecting program that, again, thousands of agents have found success with. I'd like you to find success with it. I know you're going to ask, what does it cost? We have programs to fit your budget starting at $60 a month, and that's under no contract. You don't have to sign up for a year to get that price. It's 1 month at a time. Try it for a month, see if you like it. And if you try it today and decide you like it, we'll give you a free month in the bargain. I understand this is a lot to get your hands and arms around in one 30-minute session. So you know what? I'm going to encourage you at the bottom of the screen there, my number, 908-910-0605, my email, lsowers@homeactions.net. If you're interested, reach out to me, send me an email, shoot me a text, call me up. I'm working today, tonight. I work all weekend just like you do as a realtor. I'd love to hear from you and plan out exactly how we can have this program work the best for you. I've put some of the reasons on the screen, but I'm sure if we have an in-depth conversation, we can develop more reasons that this would really work for you. I'd love to work with you, help you keep that pipeline full, your sales and listing portfolio growing here through the fall, and that can be done, and have you get a head start on 2018. I do thank you for your time. I'm going to leave this up for a few minutes. Please reach out so we can talk further. I do wish you all the best. Thank you and take care.